Trading Nichols here. Sorry, it's been for a little while since we've been here. I've been very busy working on with the members inside the cave, making excellent trades. In fact, I had a hard time going to sleep last night. Not because I was waiting for profits, but because I had already had just an amazing trading day. My apologies for no advance notice about the video going out there. Restream did not want to schedule it. So when I got a few minutes past the time, I decided, let's just go. Let's make it happen. Let's let the magic happen. Crypto cave dust falling from the skies. Magic cave dust. Very happy to be here. As always, it is not financial advice. We are here to teach and educate and help you be the best trader you can be. And remember that when you push the big green button or the red button, if you buy or sell, whether you win or lose, that's on you. And we hope to help you with getting more of the winners and finding your place in the market. So what has happened yesterday that I am just so fired up about? Let's share a screen here. And let's not share my private chat like it did with Hawk the other day. That was kind of funny. All right, so here we have it. We have some of my favorite things I'm trading. I've got Tarot here. It's had a rough little bit of a time. So my claim to fame right now is actually spending a lot of time on it yesterday short. So this token has been very good to me. I made a lot of money up, and it was time for the market to correct. Last night it was sitting around about 215, and I was thinking that $2 was the next base that it could go down to if it didn't reverse. Kind of bring out a little farther time frame while that loads. I just want to share that Bitcoin has been very helpful. Okay, I feel that Bitcoin and Ethereum is the sentiment. I found that if I know what Bitcoin and Ethereum is doing, if I focus on alts that can be affected by it, that I know where it's going. But the difference is, a lot of times where Bitcoin moves 0.5%, an alt might move a few percent. So that's a little bit more opportunity to take advantage of the volatility. Bitcoin's broken out past 48.5. This was a very difficult resistance level. We tried it here. We got a little past that. We tried it again here. And eventually we managed to break through. Will we also have a psychological effect at 40,000? I don't know. Looks like we have a very heavy move to the downside here. Not a lot of interested parties trading up at this level, at least short term. If I look farther out, there is more interest higher up than on a short-term outlook. There's a little bit more traders, especially if you include back in May. There's a lot going on here. Something Gareth Soloway shared is that what was the head and shoulders that began our fall in May is going to be something that's very difficult to break past it to the upside. And we've rejected hard there. And now we had some rejections down here. It's very difficult to go up. But as they say, Bitcoin has had its day. It's had a very good day. When Bitcoin and Ethereum have a more gentle day, there might be better opportunities for the alts on those days. So while they had a much better day, not so much Ethereum as Bitcoin. That's okay. So not quite as good on the Ethereum side as Bitcoin for the day. But when bulk Bitcoin and ETH can go sideways, alts can play. So we should have a longer term tarot outlook right here. And I should have made it bigger. It's going to have to reload again. It's just one of the difficult things of being on the forefront. This protocol didn't exist very long ago. So where you have to be, and I do not want the new version. If I get the new version, it's going to take even longer to load. I might not be analyzing my tarot chart like I chose. Best, so over, it says on the 7-day, it's down 7%. This doesn't want to load. All right, so when that happens, that's when I get to message our bot. We've got you covered at Crypto Cave. So if you're not going to have an opportunity, and I've just been live with my microphone off this entire time, haven't I? No, I did see the green light on sound. So let's say that it was probably just using my other voice entrance. audio input. Let's switch it to the quality sound. All right. Hopefully that sounds a lot better, ladies and gentlemen. I had the microphone set wrong. At least I realized that it was registering the volume the whole time. It used the microphone that was on. Good job. All right, so taking a look here, I actually can take a look at any time at how my trades are doing on the Fantom ecosystem. So like ICE was very good to me yesterday. It was actually kind of amazing. Its interest rate was much higher than Fantom and Taro. Fantom came down the whole day, and I was paired LP with Fantom and ICE. Fantom came down a lot yesterday, and yet the price of my pool stayed rock solid the same. It would dip below my initial LP for entering for that day, and it would go right back up to where it was. Eventually did manage to fade a little bit in price. ICE has just been really good to me for a down day for the ecosystem, for the price or the value of my LP to be propped up just based on fees. Like still today, almost exactly at my entry, 0.1% higher. Not exactly winning, but on a down day for Fantom, that's just incredible. So let's take a look a little closer at ICE. And I realized I was talking about Taro a second ago, so I will pull Taro up. Now, for LPs, the first graph that it pulls up is quite nice because it lets you know that there's this much of a difference between how ICE is doing and Fantom is doing. This is ICE in terms of Fantom, and the flatter this is, the better the pool. Obviously, if you're under higher leverage on a pool against this, you're going to experience some issues because ICE doubled in price. I gratefully wrote it up most this way, did not get the recent $8 high, bought back in a little bit lower. It's a little bit clearer here. Got back in up here. So I missed some of the dip and some of the raise, but if you never buy the bottom and you never bought the top, but you get most of what's in between, that's the way to make the most money, honestly. All right, so this is actually doing very well. Let's look at a little closer and type one day correctly to see how it's done in the last 24 hours. While that's loading, let's see if we can get the results on Taro. Yeah, see, that's what's difficult. That's why you need our server to help you keep up with the prices. So these assets can be harder to chart. So popping back over here, it looks like ICE has trended down a bit again today, but Fantom has been a little more up in the short term. Or I should say, because that's actually not Fantom, that is ICE in Fantom. So it's good that I have my band set wide enough to not get locked out of my pool. But, for it to generally go down again another day and still have the exact same amount of money in there, plus I've received more Taro, which I put into the Fantom Taro pool. So it is making money even when the price stays flat. That is something that is just blows your mind, unbelievable, when you're looking at an interest rate of, right now it's 652% interest. That's just unbelievable. It's really good. And it's been 1,000% some days. All right, so Taro doesn't want to load, so let's take a look at Taro. It's literally working just before I try to change it. So Taro on the 1 week has done very well. But in the last short while, while they had this pullback, I shorted quite a bit, made quite a bit because I leveraged my short. Not exactly. I was leveraged short on wrapped Fantom, but some of those pool money was from Taro. Let's take a look here. And I apologize. I have not pulled up the stream to be absolutely certain that everything's going well. So let's see how this looks on here. We are live. It is showing. I even got a thumbs up from somebody. Okay. Doing great. Doing great. Just not getting the chart on the Taro up. We have to rely on the Discord Fantom Eye tool. That'll work out just okay. All right. So we got 1 week on Taro. All in all, it's been very up. We're a bit of a pullback. I shorted through this period. That's okay. I can deal with that. Some of the other things have charted a little more. Well, no, Taro's been really reliable. And ICE, I just can't get it to graph. So that's kind of the difficulty. Usually I'm not blind, but I'm blind as soon as I try to do a video. So let's back up. Let's talk about my success on the Fantom side. Fantom and Tarot did generally go along with each other. It's just that, here's a price of ice. Getting a little bit of a warning for the price on Fantom because I set up that alarm when I was short the other day. Right now I'm not, because clearly we're good. So I can probably turn that alarm off and not worry about that. So let's stop that alarm. We just got a bunch of well alerts in that might be important to trading right now. So let's take a look real quick. Bunch of well trades flowing in. Okay, so what's the general view? Not surprised if it's short. Let's go to a shorter time frame. Scalping is what I'm best at. It has broken the 21 on the 15-minute. Typically speaking, that could be a good short, but at the same time, it's also made a lot of the move down to where it was ranging earlier. So if it does go short, there may not be much meat on it if you weren't already in. And it's wicking pretty hard. So that might be a pretty volatile situation. But similarly, at the same time, Fantom pulled back on the same 15-minute. Let's back up. Yesterday, I did just plain incredible. Take you off the so you can see my face while I explain it for a second. Turn off the sharing screen. Sorry you can't see me at the same time. I'm not sure why it does that with me. By the way, I'm in 1080p. You can see how clearly I haven't shaved more than ever. 1080p. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So basically what I do is a lot of times with these tiny things that are very small, it's not like you can leverage short. Okay. So what I do instead is if I see that there's going to be a downturn, I take a portion of my position, for example, in Fantom Tarot, I deleverage a bit of it. So instead of running at 6.4 leverage, I'm at like 4.5 leverage. That gives me room, so now I can deposit part of my LP pool. When I remove part of my LP pool, the leverage goes back up because I have less equity in. At that point, I'm back up to over 6 leverage or 5.5 leverage, whatever I'm comfortable with at that time. Be aware that is very high. You can get liquidated. I have been. It was when I didn't do Spirit, when I did Spirit against Die. That's not a safe leverage pool because Spirit moves a lot and Die does not. And because I thought I turned off the $1.40 alarm on Fantom, sorry about that. And because my Keck Tools wasn't accurate on the price of Spirit, maybe I should have watched it at Spirit itself. They do have a little bit of charting that you can look at. That and they do plan to add more, I believe. All right. So when I was looking at the price, I saw a flat curve, and in reality, it was ranging, jumping up and down. It was all over the place, and I didn't know that because I was looking at a chart that was flat. So I thought I was going to be safe, and I was not, because Spirit one day went from like $12 to $18 or something like that. My numbers could be totally wrong. Again, it won't graph right now. The long story short, when it comes down, if I take some into stablecoin, I can rebuy. And I can rebuy lower, and that way you have more. In a sense, you're short because you're no longer long on it. But in addition to that, you can actually get into these protocols where you can borrow and lend, like Scream. So what I'll do is I'll actually take the money that I took out of Fantom Tarot, turn it into Die, deposit it to get interest on Scream. So I'm earning interest in Die and Scream while I'm short. I'm actually always earning some interest there. I have dry powder sitting there. And I withdraw a bunch of wrap Fantom, turn it back into Die, and I turn it back into stablecoins again. And now I've just leveraged it. So now whatever I pulled out of the market, it has become 75% more, because each time you put stablecoin in, you can borrow up to 75% out to prevent liquidation. And if I do that 3 times, where the scalp is longer term, meaning maybe asking hours instead of 15 minutes to an hour, because sometimes you're wrong, you have to get right back out, right? I'll actually leverage up more as I go down, as the market goes down. And as the market goes down, I'll get a warning. And let me show that to you on the chart. So my first warning, oh, I just took away my share screen. Sharing again, computer. Oh, it is highlighted. Okay. Me in 1080p is kind of distracting. I'm used to being more tiny. Oh, I found the right button, so I can be at the side now. Woo! Nice, getting better at this. Weston, we'll miss you while you're away, but when you're back running the restream, we're going to look extra professional. All right, so Spooky here. You know, this is not Spirit, but I'm afraid to pull up Spirit because it's going to show you a bad chart. That would be another one that might be a little harder against a stable coin unless it's lower leverage because it's doing a lot of ranging. It's moving a price over time. It looks like it was at a high earlier the month, and it's been trying to break out a few times, but it's coming down and lower in price. So it's in a bit of a correction like now, just like Fantom is. Some of the ecosystem, that's kind of what they're facing right now. So if I take a look at what Fantom is doing, I saw this top, and I didn't think it was going to hold, and we fell. So I took out some of my Fantom Tarot, put in a die, and when we hit this yellow line of VWAP, I thought, well, it turned around on VWAP before. I'm going to cover part of my short. So I went down from 175% short with what I was willing to risk. And I just went down to 100% short with the amount that I pull out of Fantom Tarot. And then when it broke down again, I thought, okay, well, now VWAP is even broken. So I added to the short again, going up to 175%, maybe 225% leverage, and down and away we went. I saw the TD9, and that was that second time I had a warning. Okay, TD by 9. This means the market could push back up. It could reverse. It's not something I would buy, but it's a good time to take profit if you're short. So I reduced my leverage. Grateful that I did. I added down into my leverage again. Kind of got worried about it, but you know, this EMA 13 blue kept guiding our way down, and you know, different moves will follow different moving averages. The point is not to find a moving average that tells you what the market's going to do. That's impossible. Instead, find the moving average that fits your current market. And if it's a trend that you can go with, then don't fight the trend, go with it. So I stayed short, or I added back in short, and somewhere in here, I don't know exactly remember where, I covered more of it. The trend was getting old, and if I looked out onto a longer time frame, I kind of figured that this inefficiency in the market, this huge candle move up, that we're probably only going to break about halfway down into that. That when you move up that fast, it's almost the market wants to come back there and spend more time playing. Really big moves. Another warning, $1.40. I thought I turned that off. Maybe I have more than one alarm on it. Oh, I did have more than one alarm on it. I turned off the $1.48 one. That was that warning I set in for when we just started to do the fall. I wanted to be sure to get out in case it held support, and it didn't. So I made some more money, and that was yesterday as well. So I had those alarms set up on the way down. So always have a plan. Don't sit there and just hope and wait that it does what you want. If it goes against your idea, set a price that you're not willing to lose more than and get out. In this particular case, I was already in the money. And if it came back up to that, I wanted to be secure more profit or possibly close my position. Same with the $1.40. When we broke down below $1.40, I wanted to know if we came back up $1.40 because, you know, it's probably time to be careful. Can't remember. I think I slept through this period. Yeah, I did. So I didn't worry about shorting this. I just stayed long on it inside of my LP pool. And what's amazing is this whole time the Fantom went down, and I made up my quota myself for not making as much a few other days that week. Quoted to myself. I feel so good that I actually can set quotas for myself. Earlier on as a trader, I had to let the profits be what they were. And now I can set a goal and meet it. I'm getting more consistent with time. So at this point, I just ran it. But what's amazing is the whole time that Fantom did this, my Fantom Ice Pool, zero change in price. It was like rock ready, roll ready, totally steady. Blew my mind. I just was like, okay, well, Fantom's only up 100% interest while at 3x leverage, and Fantom Ice is a few 100%. You know, I'll give it a try again. I've used it before, didn't make as much Fantom, but I think this is the key. let's bring into it just a general screen of the market and kind of show you what the difference is. Something Weston and I have noticed is that it's safer to be in Fantom and in Tarot, or excuse me, it's safer if you use a vault and a farm. It's no against sushi. Sushi is amazing and everything else like that, but sushi is just a farm. So if you have a choice between vault and farm versus farm, I think farm is better. And I think the reason why is because the vault is like you're generating money on your LP. And that's what protected my equity in my position. That as Fantom and Arrow came down, or Fantom came down, I didn't lose value because I was making money off of the vault. And the farm is, you know, a separate piece of it. But if you have both, you can have more consistency. Now, speaking of that, if I take a look at Tarot, Tarot is just farm. Okay. So typically speaking, it's true. I would say that, and I'm not sure how it changed. I should probably do some reading about it, but it used to say farm and vault, and now it just says farm. And I don't think I'm making as much now that it just says farm, but sometimes interest is still 1,000%. So for every one tarot I bring in, I might bring in on ice, I might bring in 2 on a similar sized pool on tarot. But the Fantom Tarot doesn't have that LP equity protection where, well, of course you can lose when the market goes down. It's just that in this particular case, my interest kept up with the price move on the Fantom Ice. So on Fantom Tarot, you're going to have more money to collect. You're going to have more money to put back into the system, but it's not going to protect your LP as much. So I didn't, since Fantom Ice was rocking it, I left it alone. Pardon me. I left it alone. With the Fantom Tarot, you know, my LP, my equity was going down with the market. So I took some of it short. So I've repeated myself a little bit here, and I apologize if I've overdone it. I hope that's clear. I didn't catch any questions out of the audience. So let me take a look back at YouTube to see if there's any questions that people had. Give me just a second. Catch any questions out. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see any questions. I apologize once again if not as many of you caught the stream. I tried to do an announcement ahead of time, and Restream did not want to behave for me. So my apologies there. Hopefully you get plenty of you catch it on the rewatch. Or join the community and ask questions. We're focused on trading. We do have a lot of expertise in DeFi, but there's also excellent technical analysis traders that are here for you. We have the bots, we have well trades, we have news filtering in. We share our tweets with you so you can heart it, like it, and we even have a referral system. So if you do that, it might bring more attention to your place. And, you know, if you keep an eye on your Bitcoin and Ethereum and you fundamentally keep track of other amazing projects and you share that with people on the forum, it levels you up. So join today. Why wait? 7-day free trial, just $49.99 after that. And grow on your knowledge. Plenty of people there to attest and share what they got out of the experience. I think that's enough for now. So let's hit the rolling end credits. And if you're watching on this rewatch, we'll try to get you some related content, a video that YouTube thinks you'd like best, and also click on Weston's face on the screen there. It's going to get you subscribed to future updates. I think that if Weston keeps not being available for YouTube, we may just transition to just being live on Trading Nichols and Hawk Spiritweaver channel. But I wanted to give it a few weeks where we share that before we actually fully make that move, depending on whether Weston comes back to doing lives. Just to keep you guys rolling along, we didn't want you guys to feel uncomfortable without his face on the screen. Just understand that we are in touch with Weston, and we do all have your best interest in mind here at the Crypto Cave. Trade safe.